Hello and welcome to Getting Goosebumps, the podcast where we venture into the spine-tingling worlds of R.L. Stine. My name is Stacy.
I definitely read this book. Alison.
Hi! Oh my god, what is wrong with me?
Please, Stacy, just leave this in. Please leave this in. The people need to hear the truth.
I can do this.
They need to hear the truth.
Hi. Hi.
Okay.
Oh my
okay.
god.
Go. Go, you lunatic.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hi. I'm Mickey. I love this book. It's the best.
That was a lot of build-up for that.
Yeah. I'm a little lost today.
We experienced like 4 different octaves with you.
Because I literally do not know what I'm gonna do until the millisecond before my mouth opens.
It's okay.
I want to make that my ringtone. Hi!
It's okay. I was trying to come up
Perfect.
with something positive to say about the book, and I came up with nothing.
Is that what you said? I definitely read this book because I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to say something about the book, and that's all I got.
You'll have time to get your digs in. I get why everybody's laughing so much because this is such a joyous occasion.
Yes, I'm definitely not delirious with rage.
Greatest book in the series. Yeah, okay.
For today's episode, we have read Monster Blood, the Goosebumps classic. So first, let me go ahead and give you guys a little summary so everyone can be caught up on what happens in this book. 12-year-old Evan Ross and his dog Trigger are staying at his great-aunt Catherine's house while his parents go in search of a new house in another town. Evan has never met Catherine before, but she is a robust older lady who cannot hear. She's robust.
Love that word. Love that word.
She is abrasive, but generally no harm. Aunt Catherine also has a cat, Sarah Beth, whom she refers to as evil. Evan also meets a neighbor girl named Andy, who takes him to a local, outdated toy shop. There, the two find a small container labeled Monster Blood, Surprising Miracle Substance. The owner is reluctant to sell the gack-like goo, but ultimately the two take it home. Trigger eats some of the monster blood and subtly begins to grow in size throughout the book. Evan and Andy also regularly encounter the Beamer twins, ruthless bullies who patrol the neighborhood. The monster blood also continues to grow over time. Pouring the goo into an empty bathtub in the basement, Sarah Beth knocks Evan into the tub and he almost becomes absorbed into the green substance. Loading up the monster blood into trash bags, Evan and Andy attempt to return their purchase to the shop, but discover the shop has gone out of business. Returning home, the monster blood finally makes its grand escape, absorbing not only an unsuspecting Robin, but the Beamer twins too. And the monster blood then heads into the house in an attempt to absorb Aunt Catherine, and the real story unfolds. Sarah Beth, the cat, is actually a witch who has imprisoned Aunt Catherine and forced her to bewitch the monster blood. Trigger, now immense in size, knocks Sarah Beth into the monster blood, which immediately begins to shrink, depositing the Robin and the Beamer twins onto the ground. They survive. It then vanishes along with Sarah Beth. Trigger returns to normal too. Aunt Catherine's hearing returns, and Evan's mom shows up to pick him up. And that's Monster Blood in a very concise summary. Also, I'm not sure if it's Beamer twins. I'm not sure if I'm saying that.
Bamer.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Bamer.
Bamer
It's Bamer.
Is it though?
It is Bamer, isn't it?
How do you know?
Because I read the book. I said it. I said I definitely read the book.
So you read the word, but is it pronounced Beamer or Bamer?
Bamer, because it's a
How do you
Y.
know?
I think it's Beymera. So it very well could be Bamer.
Have you ever heard of Queen Bee?
Listen.
The Beehive? That's spelled B-E-Y.
Listen. These bullies don't need you to protect them. Their name is Bamer.
Okay. I hate them.
Yeah, they're awful. I was going to say their name. We could just call them Devil Twins if we
Yeah,
want.
they really.
They're
Yeah.
Call them the bastards. That would be more fitting. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Language.
I mean,
Okay, but before we beat up the devil twins,
and NC-17 rating, the
we have to
bastard twins.
we have to discuss the cover.
I do like the cover, guys. I do like the
What?
cover.
There's something you like about Monster Blood.
Yeah, it's the part that's not inside.
The front says it's a monster blood drive.
Yeah, that's all right.
That seems like a
It's fine.
It's like the night before they're supposed to print these books, and someone's like, "Oh no, we didn't put a cute little quip on the cover. Blood drive. I don't know, just write it and put it on there." That's what it seems like.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel about the whole book. Just saying. But anyway.
How dare you?
I live for how much you hate this story.
I hate the story. It makes me so angry.
I have a question,
like this
though.
Story did something to you. What
It
did
hurt. It hurt me.
you?
It denigrates cats. It denigrates old women who are robust.
Excuse me?
Robust. Okay, but wait, I have a question for you. Because reading it this time, I actually made a note where I said I would love to have a story about Aunt Catherine and Evan, but no slime.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
enjoy
yes.
a book about Aunt Catherine and Evan?
I want a full BBC miniseries about Aunt Catherine.
Because she's definitely British.
Yeah, you just love the wacky adults of Goosebumps.
Yes, absolutely. I actually have a note. Okay. Since we got through the general description, I'm going to go through a list of notes I made. There aren't many because this is a perfect book. But I had a feeling I was going to meet some resistance on this from Alison. And I just want to provide you with some evidence as to why this book rules.
Some evidence? No, that's nothing. Cut that out.
Yeah, no, leave it in. See? It's already starting to work. I'm going to get you. Note 1. This is the best book ever.
Counter argument. It's not.
Okay, interesting. Has a great pace, short chapters, average page per chapter. I did the math. 2.3 pages.
You lunatic.
2.3. And that is rounding up. So when there was like just one sentence or one paragraph on a page, that counted as one whole page.
How dare you bring statistics into my world of language?
You know I hate math. I did the math.
You know I hate math too.
All right. Amazing weird adult. The most amazing weird adult, maybe. You know I love a weird adult.
I can't argue that because I know you love it.
She is the greatest. She might be a little murderous, and I don't mean she's a villain. I mean she might have killed someone. That just seemed her vibe.
It may have just happened in her life that somebody died and she caused it.
Yeah,
in my head she was Russian, so I feel like at some point in the Russian winter, she had to kill someone to survive.
Yeah, she crawled inside their body to keep warm.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she was a spy. We don't know.
Maybe she was one of the original Russian witches.
Not only is there a plethora of goose hangers in this book, we get a back-to-back double dream goose hanger.
Oh God, I hate that sequence.
It is so good. Let's see. Totally hateable villains, which is not the Monster Blood. The Monster Blood is not a villain. Yeah, the Monster Blood has no agency, really. It just does its thing. Mm-hmm. Those twins, though, oh my God.
They're really bad.
Rough.
They may be among, and I think we said this when we read the first time, and I think it held true, because we got up to what, like 15? No, we got up to like 12. And I think from like book 1 to 12, I think the Baymer twins are like the worst bullies in any of the books that we've read so far.
Yeah, they're intense.
They're actual abusive individuals.
Yeah, there are literal children being assaulted in this book. Just an FYI.
So speaking of children assault, just counter argument.
Yeah.
Stacy mentioned that the slime released the Baymer twins. Maybe I would have liked the book more. Maybe if they had died. I don't know. Maybe if they had died in the slime. Maybe I would have been a little. I don't know. I can't say.
Don't you love to think that they learned their lesson, though?
I doubt they did.
You know what? We're gonna have to wait for Monster Blood 2.
Oh, I can't wait for that one. Can't wait.
Those are your notes? Are there more?
I have one more note. That there's an insane ending that makes absolutely no sense, and I am fully here for it.
Like, we all know that Papa Stein loves a good, crazy, wacky ending. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because of my the ending was a letdown.
A letdown?
It was a letdown.
Let's go back to the beginning. Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning.
Can I answer your question though, Stacy? You had asked. You said, how would I feel if it was just Evan, crazy Aunt Catherine, or not crazy Aunt Catherine, robust Aunt Catherine, and Witch Cat Sarah Beth.
No, just Aunt Catherine and Evan.
Okay.
Nothing magical, just them having a summer together.
I mean, I guess I would enjoy that. What would be the hook, though? Would it be like a coming of age?
Yeah, because like in the beginning, she's very like, "Oh, what a goofy boy!" But I'm gonna make you a pie, and she's like wielding a knife, and I was like, I want this crazy woman to make me pie all summer and do her thing, and I was like, I would read that book.
And then at the end of the summer, they're best friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And Evan also is a killer. I may enjoy something like that. I don't know. I'm not really. If I can take out, I don't know what it is about it. I don't enjoy it. It's not just the monster blood. It's not just the. I don't know. We'll talk about it when we go into it. Okay. I'm here.
Let's start at the beginning then. Like we covered, the Evan's mom and dad are going to Atlanta to look for a house because I believe his dad got a new job. They're moving.
That's always what happens with the parents in these books. Kids, if your parents get a new job, run.
And Evan has to stay with his great aunt Catherine, who is deaf and who he has actually never met. Not sure why he couldn't go with them, but sure. Staying with great aunt Catherine. She is robust, has a deep voice. I wrote down that she was funny because I thought she was kind of funny. But I understand that he's hesitant. She seems okay. She doesn't seem like a horrible person or anything, but he doesn't know her. He's literally never met her. So that's kind of awkward.
So just as the continuation of the point you just made, she doesn't seem that bad. So like as a kid reading this, I think I remember, and I'm just kind of going off like a bare memory of being a child reading this, and then also being a kid and encountering the wacky adult and being like, oh, this person's awful, like, oh. But like reading this now, like if I were an aunt, I want to be this aunt.
Absolutely.
She offers to bake for him and everything. She makes awkward jokes. I mean, she seems to talk pretty well for someone who can't hear.
Yeah, I just want to be the wacky aunt. Like, isn't that the dream?
Yeah.
So it's just a nice marker of my adulthood now.
Totally.
Yeah.
She wasn't necessarily comfortable with the dog, but she like set up a space for it in the backyard and was like, we could go put the dog outside now. Like, it wasn't even. We'll get to that more when we talk about the TV show too, because there's a lot going on with the episode.
Oh my god, yeah.
I would say. But Aunt Catherine has a cat named Sarah Beth, who she refers to as evil. And so Evan takes Trigger for a walk because he doesn't want it to keep him cooped up in the backyard all the time. And this is when he meets Andrea, also known as Andy, who's a young girl that lives in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy's super cool. Did you guys think she was cool?
I thought she was cool.
Yeah. What? No, I don't like she makes jokes out of calling people like idiots or calling things an idiot or something like that.
Yeah, but Evan's stupid. Like that too. I think.
And I just hate that term. It just turned me off so much. I was like,
I feel like they were perfect for each other.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I will call you out a little bit, Stacy, because I believe when we were in high school, we had charming nicknames for each other. I think you might have been Freak.
You called me Wench on like a daily basis, so.
It's fine. It's just something about the word like idiot, like
that
calling
one
someone or
specifically.
I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me.
That's
I
fair.
hear you. I feel you. I just I don't necessarily dismiss it, but I accept that they're both like 11, 12-year-olds, and they're both actually 12. Is she also? They're like the same.
And I would never call like a stranger stupid or an idiot.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's
They're
a
not
little
at that.
awkward. It evens out. Like she's not a bad person through the whole book or anything.
No.
No.
I think they're just a bunch of like trying to act older than they are kids, and they're awkward. And so when you are uncomfortable, your first instinct as a kid is to, either be mean or like assert dominance in a certain way, and that was how she did it.
Mm-hmm. Really? I thought they were both just being funny. I thought they were both just like
weird
they both
humor.
just saw Friends for the first time and they said, "Ooh, who's that Chandler character? I want to be sarcastic all the time."
I forgot about the TV show Friends. I thought you meant like they saw their friends just like out in the community. And they're like, I need those. I need some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, it's a very 90s feeling kids sitcom sort of exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get you.
Yep. So they team up and head over to Wagner's Novelties and Sundries, which is one of 2 toy stores in town. This one just happens to be old and creepy and like decrepit and bizarre. But that's where they head, and that's where they find the container of monster blood in a back room. The label reads Monster Blood, Surprising Miracle Substance. And they describe it. It's similar to GAC, if you're familiar with this real life toy. It's like gooey jello.
Or as the kids would call it nowadays,
slime.
Yeah.
Did we all say that in unison?
I think the thing is, though, because I was thinking about this when I was reading it, slime is less solid than what I imagine the monster blood to be. I think the monster blood is supposed to be thicker because it like bounces and stuff too.
Yep. I fully understand your point. Yes, you're correct, I think.
It's similar, yes.
To be fair, there are multiple types of slime, and I know this. I've seen slime videos on YouTube. But also, this reminds me that we didn't actually talk about the cover. We all just said that we liked it, and then we moved on.
That's right. We didn't describe it.
We didn't describe. This made me think of like how it's oozing down the stairs. So we
were not impressed, I guess, by this cover.
I just like the coloring of it. I love a good contrasting bunch of colors. But if I could just briefly explain, the cover is there's that it's a Monster Blood Drive quip, but it's a staircase. It's an angled staircase, so it goes down one direction, then it cuts sharply to the side. There's probably a name for that. I don't know. And trickling
staircase
down,
with a landing.
Yeah, there we go. Trickling down the stairs is this very like soupy, drippy, goopy green liquid that kind of looks like water dripping. That's why it made me think of what Stacy just said about how it's like firm and bouncy. But in this cover, it looks like it's just pure liquid. But in that liquid is a pair of glasses. Ooh.
Yeah,
that's all essentially. But I just wanted to clarify because we didn't talk about it at all.
Yeah. The one of the newer covers I think I prefer, which is also inaccurate to the book, but it's more exciting, where the monster blood actually looks like a creature, like with a face, like it's a big blob.
Yeah.
And this one is just a liquid oozing down the stairs, which is more mysterious. That's good, but
yeah, there's it's really, in all of the like artwork I'm looking at, it really just looks like a big booger.
Yeah.
And I don't enjoy that. Maybe that's why
tell us about it.
Welcome to my hell.
Boogers are fun. Come on, guys.
Get out of here. Get out of here, weirdo.
Trigger eats the monster blood.
He does, because he's a dog, and I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Yep.
We all have pets. We've had that moment where your animal eats something and you go, oh no.
Well, you go, oh no, but you also just like accept it. It's like, oh, fine.
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah, true.
Usually it's just dirt or a leaf
or like
Yeah,
I don't know, like a piece of lint on the ground that they just get.
Of the times where my cats get something like plastic in their mouths and they start chewing, and I leap to them and rip it out of their mouths before they can swallow it.
Jasper is a plastic connoisseur. Every time he is unattended, or like, I don't know, 3 a.m. when we're trying to sleep, you'll just hear this little
Crunch.
and of like plastic, and it's just, I don't know what he gets out of it. He doesn't want to eat it. He wants to chew it. Maybe it's like chewing
simulates I think that the crackling simulates the crunching of bones. That's my theory. They're little carnivores, you know.
Yeah, but his food is crunchier.
Then we meet the Bamer twins,
Boo.
Rick and Tony. Yes, booze all around.
Oh God, they're awful.
Oh, they're horrible bullies.
So bad.
In this scene, they steal Andy's bike, and they actually like assault her to the point where she falls and hits her head on the curb.
Yeah,
and that upsets me greatly.
It could have gone bad.
Yes, she could have died.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time that physical violence is the result of these twins. Like,
it's not the last time.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh,
although it's probably happened before.
Yeah.
Even before this book.
Oh God, they make me very uncomfortable. Like, I know that, okay, let me just take a step back. I know that these are, children's horror stories, and in the like for example, in Welcome to Dead House, it's a town full of dead children. Like, I get it. There's an element of horror and death and suffering in these books because they are horror books. But that, like the town dying due to a poison gas, didn't bother me as much as these real life children just like shoving a girl and beating her up, or attempting to like wound her. And I think it's just because that is just something realistically that we deal with, like very common.
It's common, it's realistic. They're just jerks. There's nothing magical about them. They're just mean kids.
I think I do not like how severe their bullying is versus the like whimsical, frimulous kind of nature of the monster blood. Like,
so you're saying you love the monster blood?
No,
that's what I'm hearing.
No, you're hearing. You needed to get your hearing checked, like Aunt Catherine. But no, I don't know. It was such a bounce between like, ooh, spooky goop, Aunt Catherine, strange. These children are beating up a girl, like they're stealing from her, and she's probably been beaten up before, and
that
it's
could be
bad.
Included in our realistic Aunt Catherine Evans story.
Yeah, maybe Aunt Catherine kills them. I'd be fine with that.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yikes. That escalated quickly.
All right, listen. This book fills me with a lot of emotion. I'm having trouble keeping a tap on it.
Yeah. After his run-in with the twins, Evan goes back home to discover Trigger is choking. It seems his collar has gotten a bit too tight. He thinks that maybe Trigger's gotten a little bit bigger, but he is kind of doubting it still, I think. I think maybe something happened with the collar. It got too small, but I'm glad he showed up in time. He was able to get it off the dog, and Trigger is okay.
Yeah, he dismisses it as like a trick of his eyes.
Yeah, so he's questioning it a little bit, but something is starting to be off. The next day, Andy is freeing a cat, which the Bamer twins have tied to a tree. So that's another example of their horrific behavior.
Oh, yeah. God, I hate them so.
I hate them so much.
Yep, and the monster blood is in fact growing. It's sticky now, not bouncy, and Trigger is definitely bigger.
Yep, he's getting there.
Trigger is bigger. Yeah.
Then this is the part that you were referencing earlier where Evan has a dream that Trigger is pony-sized. It is a double dream.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to break it down a little bit for us.
I don't, but you should. It's just impossible to understand. It's just...
So the first part of the dream, Evan has a dream, Evan experiences that Trigger is pony-sized, and then he wakes up, and he suddenly is bigger. And he notices his feet are bigger and he's big. And then he wakes up a second time because
Double
it's a
goose
double
hanger.
dream. Yeah. But this spurs him to take Trigger to the vet the next day. And then they go for ice cream. And this is when the Bamer twins try to steal the dog.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
a question
Trigger
though before
attacks
we
them.
get to that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about this while I was reading the book. I didn't think about this until way later. So Andy and Evan go alone and take Trigger to the vet to get him checked up. Who's paying for this vet visit?
R.L.
I
Stein.
don't know. I'm not sure.
Are they just walking into the town vet
I don't know.
getting a checkup free of charge?
And
Maybe
like,
his mom left him money.
just a point of reference, just a quick side note. Trigger is a Cocker Spaniel, so for him to be pony sized, because like a Golden Retriever or like a Great Dane, like if that was pony sized, I'd be like, oh whatever. It's a Cocker Spaniel. Pony sized Cocker Spaniel.
Whatever.
You would say, oh whatever.
A Great Dane is bigger than a pony. All right.
No.
Ponies are wider, but
you're thinking of a mini horse.
Yeah, ponies are
pretty big.
They're
right, fine. I am thinking of a mini horse, but ponies are still
like a Shetland pony is tiny. You can't ride it, but like they other ponies go up to almost horse size.
All right, I looked up a Great Dane and a pony. They are essentially the same size.
All right,
I'm gonna put the picture.
Anyway, I just and the vet was kind of like, yeah, this is super weird, and we'll do some blood tests, but he's probably okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish I could just walk into my vet and they'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Have a good day.
$100, please.
No, that's the part I don't want.
But Trigger attacks the Bamer twins, so they don't get to steal him. Thank goodness.
He tries to steal their lives. No, not really.
No. Nope. The monster blood is now large enough to fit in a bucket. So Andy takes some because Evan freaks out and says this is too much. This is the part where they start to discuss their options. Like, should they tell this person? Should they tell that person? Should they go to the police? What should they do? Basically, they dismiss every possible solution that actually could be a good idea. And they don't do any of them.
Yeah, they even talk about calling the police, although I don't think the police would help at all.
No, but he definitely could have talked to his aunt. I mean, you could literally show someone, look, I bought this monster blood in this container. It's now the size of a bucket. Like, what is this? Please tell me. Help.
They honestly just needed an adult, and they didn't get an adult.
That typically is all of the Goosebumps children's problems. Oh, well, remember, we didn't mention this, but like in the beginning of the book, Aunt Catherine did see the monster blood when it was in a can. Like, Evan brought it home and she saw it.
That's
she told him, like, oh, be careful. And that was the end of it.
She did not evil laugh.
Okay, well, in my head, I heard it. And if I was Aunt Catherine, I would have evil laughed.
He could have shown her and been like, look, obviously this is kind of weird. I don't know what to do with it now. Also, the dog ate some of it. So...
oh, yeah, also the dog ate some.
They decide that the next day they're going to take it back to the shop where they got it from. That's their conclusion.
Get a refund.
Yeah.
But when Evan leaves Andy's house, he is attacked by the twins.
Jerks.
When leaving. Yeah, they like beat him up. They're just punching him.
They literally physically assault him.
And he is like out of it and has trouble getting up. Andy comes out and helps him, but he's not in great shape, I would say.
Yeah.
How far would it have gone if Andy didn't show up?
I don't know.
Well, I think they left and he passes out on the lawn and then she comes out and finds him.
Oh, I thought she interrupted them.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Both brothers were hitting him now. He closed his eyes, gasping noisily, waiting for the sharp ache in his stomach to fade. The ground seemed to tilt. He fell down. When he raised his head, Andy was standing over him, her eyes wide with alarm. Are they gone? He asked. And Andy goes, yeah, I saw them run away. Are you okay? Should I call my mom?
Got it.
And he was like, yeah, no, I don't know. I just got
Maybe I'm thinking of the first time he encountered them.
Maybe, but yeah. They're just awful. Like, terrible.
And they just keep showing up.
Yeah.
That night, Evan moves the monster blood to a bathtub located in the basement. Because
Seems
it's just getting
reasonable.
too big. Yeah, that's the only place he's found that it seems that it will fit. But while he's down there, Sarah Beth the cat leaps onto him and knocks him into the tub with the monster blood. He struggles to get out, but finally does so. Thankfully, he does not get absorbed by the monster blood. And this is when he's like, okay, I need to tell Aunt Catherine. So he tries to tell Aunt Catherine about the monster blood, but she laughs a bit at his joke, where she very loudly is like, ha ha, Evan, that funny joke. Funny, haha. And then quietly she
she was a caveman.
Yeah. And then she grabs him by the earlobe and quietly is like, I told you to be careful. She wants to make it clear that
yeah,
I understand. I feel like she's trying to give him a message and that I understand and you're not being careful enough.
See, I don't think I interpreted this the first time I was reading this book, but knowing that she is, a good guy, throughout, you can sort of see how she is playing two roles this whole time. She's playing the wacky aunt who doesn't really know what's going on in front of Sarah Beth. It's only when Sarah Beth is around. And then so that moment is her trying to get a real message to him when she grabs his ear. That's the real Aunt Catherine coming through.
And I think real Aunt Catherine would have baked him a pie, but at certain points he's like, oh, she's not baking me the pie she promised. And I think
she's so mean.
I think she's trying to keep space from him.
Yeah.
In a way.
To keep him safe.
Yeah, exactly.
She loves him. She's the best.
Yeah, exactly. I like her. They need a book. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, they finally attempt to go back to that store, and it's out of business.
Yeah, but they take it in trash bags, the monster blood, and this confuses me for many reasons because it was in a bathtub, and then he takes it from the bathtub and puts it in a trash bag. Granted, he describes it as one of those lawn bags that you put clippings in, so it's bigger than a regular trash bag, but still.
Yeah.
He puts it in a trash bag and drags it down the street. How does it not break?
I mean,
very good trash bags.
Those thick lawn trash bags are pretty sturdy.
Yeah, but even on the sidewalk, I don't know. But
never
they drag their bag down there.
You know what? You guys are right. That is the one unbelievable thing about this story.
It is. It really is. And then in the following scene, they go back and put it in a trash bin. And I would like to know how it went from a bathtub and whatever Andy had it in to one single trash bin. That's not bigger than a bathtub. It's just
it didn't fill the bathtub. It was just in the bathtub. But it probably filled the trash can.
Well, it filled enough to be a drowning hazard.
Yeah,
but it also was actively pulling him in, though.
True.
You can drown an inch of water.
That's true. My dad always used to say that. You can drown in a thimble of water.
I don't know, a thimble, but
that was what was always told to me as a child.
Is your dad on Catherine?
I mean, I guess you wouldn't die if you inhaled a thimble worth of water.
You could choke on a thimble and die, but I don't.
Oh, maybe that's what he meant.
Oh.
Don't eat thimbles. I was always trying. They look yummy.
You know what? I don't know if you're joking, but knowing you my whole life, I wouldn't be surprised if you tried to eat a thimble.
I mean, they do kind of look like a cupcake decoration.
No.
They look like a basket full of treats.
They're metal. Okay. They're usually metal.
Okay.
Well, so are those little ball bearings that you put on cupcakes.
I want to finish this awful story, Monster Blood.
Okay, so putting it in the trash bins, this is back at Aunt Catherine's house. They're putting it in a trash bin.
They've come full circle.
Yeah. Aunt Catherine comes out and says, Evan, your mom is coming home, or coming to pick you up. So they have a brief moment of yes, mom is coming. But then also Trigger has doubled in size again. The monster blood escapes the trash can and seems to have taken on a mind of its own. It seems to be alive. It gobbles up a robin that's hanging out in the yard.
Yeah.
And then the Bamer twins. It also absorbs the Bamer twins.
Good.
Thank goodness.
Amazing.
Good.
And it's
The
just
part of the
bad
book
'cause,
I
like
cheered.
they see them absorbed, and then he like sees the shock on their faces, and then they just get pulled in so much that he doesn't see them anymore, and it's like, whoa. Whoa.
Amazing. I stopped reading after that. No. Okay.
That's a perfect ending.
Yep.
Except for that poor Robin.
Here's where it's about to start, finally.
This is where it just kind of blows up, and you're like, what? Aunt Catherine comes out, sees the monster blood turns and advances on her. It even like hops up the front steps to get inside because she's now run inside shrieking or something. And they get inside the house, and then this is what I chose as my quote. It's not so much weird, it's very ominous, but it stood out a lot. And Aunt Catherine says, I made this thing. Now I must die for it. And you're like, what? What? And she breaks down the story for us. She explains that Sarah Beth the cat is a person, a witch, I'm assuming, who has held Aunt Catherine as a prisoner under her spell, forced her to be like kind of a servant, I guess, for her. She's the one that's made Aunt Catherine deaf. She hasn't let her learn sign language or to read lips. And she forced Aunt Catherine to put a spell on the monster blood. Which is, surprise! Surprise spell on the monster blood.
The evil magic lady didn't put a spell on the monster blood. She forced Aunt Catherine to put a spell on it.
Yep. So Trigger knocks down Sarah Beth. He's come in. He's huge. Knocks her down into the monster blood, which then shrinks back to normal size. It drops the Robin, the Bamer twins, who, after, coming to a little bit, they all leave. The Robin goes out the window. The Bamer twins run out the front door. The monster blood vanishes, along with Sarah Beth. But Aunt Catherine can hear again, and Evan's mom returns to pick him up. And there we have our ending for Monster Blood.
Yep, makes total sense.
It was right? It was like sort of measured pace story of some really weird substance, and then the last 2 chapters, Errol Stein picked up a bag full of various knickknacks and garbage and shook it all out on the table and said, here's my ending.
I love it. I think it's perfect.
Ugh.
I had such a big smile on my face.
Why did that guy not want to sell them the monster blood then? If it's not the monster blood, that's
how did it get in the store? How did it get in the store? Why did Sarah Beth, who is controlling Aunt Catherine or whatever, keeping her as a servant, let Evan come stay with her? Why have I just so many plot holes? So don't want no.
They were in the store because it was a legit toy. I'm assuming. And maybe the guy, because he literally says, it's not going to be any good anymore. So maybe he legitimately was like, I don't want to sell them this product. It's after date.
He did go in the back storeroom and get it, which made me frustrated then.
Yeah, maybe Aunt Catherine said to herself, okay, well, this stuff is evil now, but I don't want it to fall into the wrong hands or hurt anybody, so I'm gonna give it to this old, crummy, dusty toy store where certainly no children will stumble into the back room and find it.
Wait, but I think she cursed it when he brought it home, didn't she?
That's what I was just gonna say. I always thought that it was cursed beforehand, but what if he brought home this? Oh, I just now only thought of this. So
that makes so much more sense.
But that actually makes me like the story a little bit more. It makes a little more sense.
Oh my god.
But
that's so fun.
That's why he showed, right?
So they bring home some expired gack, maybe, I don't know. And then the cat is like, you stupid children. I'm unhappy that you're here, even though I could have told my servant to not let you cut, whatever.
Well, that's what she did. She said she wasn't supposed to have guests, and she was being punished for having a guest.
I mean...
Well, maybe Aunt Catherine got the call from her niece saying, can you take, my son in for a few weeks or a week, and maybe the cat was out of earshot And so Aunt Catherine was like, "This is I'm being held captive as a hostage. This is my only opportunity."
I don't think that she called Aunt Catherine, because Aunt Catherine is deaf. Maybe she wrote her a letter.
Right.
She sent a telegram, like she did when she said she was coming.
Or a letter, yeah.
But then, like, still though, her salvation, if we're following that line of logic, her salvation would be her 12-year-old great-nephew?
Well, what else does she have? She can't communicate with anyone.
I mean...
There's no internet.
There's telegrams.
She just wants to bake someone a pie.
She just wants to bake a pie, guys.
Like,
let her bake a pie, please.
Like, they've never seen this woman, so clearly she's been good at avoiding relatives so far. It just is such a weak plot point. Like, especially coming off of Don't Go into the Basement, or Stay Out of the Basement, which is such an excellent book that I very much loved.
We could find some plot holes and Stay Out of the Basement.
Oh, I'm sure we could. The story of Aunt Catherine and her great nephew Evan, getting along through her deafness, dealing with the Bamer twins, and no monster blood would be an amazing story.
I think so too. That would be a great book. But also, monster blood rules. You guys drool.
You drool.
I don't hate it or anything.
All right.
Right.
Do you have a fashion report for us?
Oh baby, do I have a fashion report for you?
Nice.
Are you guys ready for this fashion report?
I'm salivating for this fashion report.
All right. So, honorable mention, the first outfit that is described is Aunt Catherine. She's wearing like a little pink house dress, which I love to picture because just like Stacy said, I also picture her having a Russian accent for some reason. We didn't really describe her physical appearance, but she's like a big, kind of burly woman. Mm-hmm. And she's got dark black hair and tied in a tight ponytail. And
she's the final Pam.
That is literally who I picture.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yes.
I pictured her more like
but beefier.
What was that lady in Matilda?
Oh yes.
Trunchbull.
She totally has a Trunchbull vibe. But yeah, I think she's like Eastern European or Russian or something. I don't know why. That is just how I pictured her.
She speaks in slightly
broken
English.
Yeah, slightly broken English, and yeah, it could totally be that. So anyway, she's wearing like a cute house dress, but she's like this big, intimidating thing. Yeah, picture Trunchbull. All right, the next one we get is when we meet Andy. She's wearing here she comes down the runway in an oversized yellow t-shirt over black, yeah, that's right, spandex leggings.
Leggings in an R.L. Stine book?
And bright yellow Nikes.
Yeah.
That's right, product placement.
Just quick interjection to your lovely fashion report. R.L. Stine has such a, love of neon clothing.
That was in the 90s.
The 90s, yeah. It was, I think he got these outfits. I don't think he was actually passionate about children's fashion. I think
he saw a child in passing, and he's like, I'll write that.
He has children.
Oh, well, that's true.
That's true. Children.
I think that also maybe the publishers told him that would help get the kids' attention if they heard that and make it seem more current day. Yeah. And so he opened up a Sears catalog and started flipping through it and said, here's something a child is wearing. I will describe it. Yeah. So the next down the runway is Evan in a red Gap t-shirt and denim cutoffs. That's right. Andy Dukes.
Gap. I like the Gap shirt. That was very true to 90s.
Oh, very 90s. Oh, and then we meet, oh no, it's getting evil in here. Here come the Bamer twins. They're two big beefy guys in dark t-shirts with heavy metal bands on them. That's how you know they're bad boys.
The devil boys.
And baggy shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and high top sneakers, untied, without socks. Who are these guys?
They're the two antagonist teenagers from Hocus Pocus is who they are.
Except twins.
Yeah.
The next down the runway we have Andy again, this time in some bright pink shorts, yellow sleeveless undershirt top. Ooh, work it, girl.
Yellow sleeveless undershirt top.
Yeah. R.L. Stine has a thing for sleeveless tops. I think they were very big at the time.
But what makes it an undershirt?
I have no idea.
Wait, it's a sleeveless undershirt.
Yeah.
So it's a tank top.
That is, yeah,
I
guess. Maybe it was like an A shirt, like a wife beater shirt.
Yeah, tank top.
Yeah, a tank top. I don't know. But who's next down the runway? Oh, it's Andy again. We get a lot of fashion reports for Andy this book. She's in some faded denim jeans and a pale green oversized top down nearly to her knees. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
That sounds super comfy.
Yeah.
It sounds very comfy.
Sounds like you're wearing just like essentially a beanbag chair. Heck yeah.
And then as a bonus, coming down the runway.
There's a lot of people running down this runway.
Well, she's not running. She's coming down as she's strutting her stuff. Is Sarah Beth, the evil witch lady, in a swirling black gown to her ankles, specifically her ankles for some reason.
You have to be able to see her Reebok shoes underneath.
Yeah. That's the whole fashion report. Thank you for listening.
That's wonderful. We need like some music playing in the background when you do this, like.
I know, yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was the best one yet.
I know. Yeah. I doubt any will be as good as this one was.
This is a pretty fashionable book. That will be the one thing that I will take away from it.
Okay, we need to talk about the episode now because I have things to say about the show. I don't normally have things to say about the show, but what happened in this show?
Oh my god.
The show was a train wreck.
Okay, I have one thing. Normally, I comment about how, yes, I understand there are differences made because it's a TV show. And obviously, they have to allot for time and budget. And for instance, using the same dog. Every time there's a dog, they use the same dog. It's not appropriate to the book. It's just the same dog. It could be, But I was
just
so
the same
mad.
Canadian actor dog.
I was so mad when Evan pulled up with two parents who speak in this show. Why would you pay two actors to be his parents when his dad's like never in the book and one parent can do the job? Why would you hire two? I'm so mad. That could have saved so much on the budget not to hire.
This is why the Canadian economy in the 90s was in trouble.
That just made me mad. That made me more mad than the fact that Aunt Catherine is not deaf in the show.
No.
Yeah, but why? I do like the actress's choice for Aunt Catherine. She was fun to watch.
When I started watching it, I immediately was like, this is not my Aunt Catherine. She's so different than the Aunt Catherine in the book. But as the episode went on, I said, she's different, but she's still a weird adult, so I approve.
Yeah, she's much more sinister in the episode versus in the book.
As friendly.
Yeah.
I think she's more sinister in the episode?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I think she seemed a lot less threatening. She's never waving a knife around with blood on her apron.
Yeah, but she, like, when he goes into the room that, like, the summoning room where the monster blood is kept, or whatever, because, by the way, the store doesn't exist in this. Actually makes a little more sense.
It's a forbidden room.
It's a forbidden room. So it's even more dangerous. So this does mean that the monster blood is in the house. Anyway, so, like, there's a whole scene where he goes in that room and she, like, yanks him out of it. She's like, never go in that room again, you hear me? Like, she's, like, screaming at him.
To be fair, she had literally just told him to not go in that room, and he immediately went in the room.
But she's also mean at the get-go, because she hates the dog, and she calls it, like, a mutt or something.
Yeah.
She's not nice ever to him.
She's
guys.
Like,
I'm gonna cook for you, and then just lets him do his own thing, and
she has allergies.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, she also had a really, really good quote I love this. This might be my favorite quote out of all of the quotes. Because Andy introduces herself as as Andy, comma,
Oh, yeah.
Evan's friend.
Oh,
And
that
she
was
said,
good.
Evan's friend? Are you related to the Chicago Evans friends? And
Mhm.
I died.
That's the
Basically.
best.
And she has a sort of like sinister like whimsy about her, where she's not like a deadly scary, but more like a oh I'm you're strange, you're weirding me
You know,
out.
I think that I am attracted to her because in real life, like I work in customer service and a lot of my customers are older folks. And there's a few different types of older folks. And
Uh-huh.
some of them come off as very off-putting, but sometimes those are my favorite people who just do not care at all about how they are coming off to a person and are just doing their own thing. I'm like, I want to be her. I want to be her when I get old. I want to have the scariest house on the block. I want to blast classical music and act like I am conducting, which is amazing, by the way. Like, this actress gets into it.
You can do these things, you know.
Well, I'm gonna.
Just like as a point of reference, on near my mother's house, and we've driven by this house many a time in our long friendship, both of you. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when we pull into the village, I'm not going to say the name of, because I don't want any creeps to find me. When we pull into the village, there's a house directly on the left that is completely overgrown with vines and weeds. The house looks abandoned and it looks decrepit. It is not. There is an old woman that lives there that lets her house get overgrown to the point that it looks abandoned so that nobody comes to her house.
I love that. I love her.
She willingly makes sure that it looks like her house is abandoned so that nobody will bother her.
I love
She
that.
might be a witch. I don't know. I never had any spells cast on me, so it doesn't bother me.
How do
She's
you know
cool.
this?
How do I know there have been no spells cast on me?
How do you know? Have you talked to her?
No. My mom has. My mom knows. My mom knows of her. Apparently, this is going to sound even more crazy, but apparently she's been there for such a long time that she was there when my mother was a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, but obviously much, much younger. Or, I don't know, same age as now.
I think she might be a witch.
She might be a witch. And you know what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
She's the gatekeeper to the village. She's keeping us all safe.
Does your mom ever see her come out? I'm worried about her well-being now. Is this lady okay? Is she still alive, is what I mean.
She might be. I don't know. I don't know.
Would anyone know?
She might be.
I don't know. But see, here's the thing. She made a choice. And if that's a consequence of the choice, then she died doing what she loved. Being alone.
Okay, but why isn't Aunt Catherine deaf?
I don't know.
Because
and
I
also,
think that maybe whoever looked at the book to make it into a TV show found that aspect to be a little convoluted.
Yeah, why
and
would
unnecessary.
Sarah Beth make her deaf anyway?
I understand the justification in the book. It's to keep her distanced from the outside world,
I guess,
as far as communication.
Yeah, that could
I guess
be.
it wasn't needed in the show.
Yeah.
But also, like, this maybe is why I didn't, like, you know, I had the revelation just, 10 minutes ago, that maybe the gack that they got from the store was just regular, and then Sarah Beth cursed it when the kids were there because she was annoyed. But for whatever reason, in the show, the monster blood is in Aunt Catherine's house. It's in that forbidden room. Like, it's
Which
not...
is the room that Sarah Beth rented. She was like someone staying with Aunt Catherine, and she rented the room. And Aunt Catherine found out that she was practicing dark magic and had created the monster blood to do her bidding, type of thing. Mm-hmm. Which is, it's still a good it's still a good story. It's different in the book, but it still made sense.
Yeah, I think it makes a little bit more sense. Like, they really lay it out that... Is it laid out in the book that Sarah Beth was a tenant?
No, I don't think so.
She's just an evil witch that showed up one day.
Yeah, and now you're my servant now. I'm taking your hearing.
I don't know.
So, like, in the in both, is it implied or explicitly said at any point that Aunt Catherine is a witch.
No, they don't use the word witch in the book.
Right. Or, okay. But she
But they
can do
describe the
magic.
magic books and stuff, yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm down with that.
That was the term I used. I apologize. They did not say it in the book. They said it in the show, I think, but not.
Right. Can we talk about
They
how
didn't say
cool
witch.
Sarah Beth is in human
No,
form?
because I don't like her.
I like her.
I don't think she's cool.
I like
she's
her.
very like stereotypical 90s
Oh,
quote,
yeah.
quote unquote witch, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
is like slightly goth.
Yeah.
She has like a long, what is that, crushed velvet, like fake velvet
Oh, yeah.
dress.
Yeah. Also,
and, like,
can we
super 90s hair and makeup, and I just ugh.
a quick addition that Mickey missed in her fashion report? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to step on your toes here.
Boots.
When Sarah Beth was discovered as a witch in the show by Aunt Catherine, like she let this tenant into her room and then walked in her casting spells or whatever. In this scene, I just happened to pause on it because I have the episode on the background. She has a black leather jacket, a black tight form-fitting t-shirt underneath, and black boots and skin-tight, shiny spandex pants. Maybe they're leather, but they are extremely shiny.
I would just like to defend myself in my segment by saying that the fashion report involves only book fashion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just saying.
But I agree. That outfit is
It's
amazing.
wild. She looks right out of the 90s show Charmed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charmed. She is ready to go hopping into the Matrix. She's just ready.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, I hate it. I hate it.
Okay, so
that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I got from Monster Blood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we can also briefly mention the special effects are beautiful and they're stunning.
Oh.
Stunning use of green screen, if I ever saw it. when the dog is outside the window, and what does he do? Bark at Sarah Beth?
He is outside the house. He's the size of the house. He's barking at Sarah Beth, which somehow keeps her from killing anybody. And then
his nose is in the door.
He noses in the front door and then barks a little bit more, and she falls backwards into the monster blood and
just
dies.
a teeny little bit. She goes, "No, not again."
Yeah. Oh man.
So, but what? Okay, we just need to discuss the ending of this episode, though, because it's not what was in the book.
Yeah, I forgot about the ending.
It's awful, and I hate it.
I forgot as well. I didn't write it down.
It's
That's
the best.
Right. Please fill us
in.
Fill us.
So Evan, this whole time, well, not this whole time, but the ending is that Evan has been telling this story of what happened. He didn't make it up, but he's telling the story of what happened to a boy that he's sitting next to on an airplane. It's just a boy he's sitting next to. And then the boy is like, "Oh, I'm glad that, that's all done with." And Evan is like, "Yep, me too." And the boy is like, "So where's your dog Trigger now?" Evan's like, "Oh, he's down in the cargo hold." And then they have the stereotypical, like, "Oh, flying makes me nervous. Oh, I'm sure we're going to have a perfectly normal flight." We go down, we pan down into the cargo hold. We see Trigger in his cage. And then, whoop. Hang on. We see him in his cage, and then Trigger starts to bark and starts to growl because the monster blood is on the plane. The end.
Yeah, it's oozing out of a suitcase, right?
Yep, the end.
Yeah.
And then
the plane's going down.
Yeah, I mean, we've never read, well, we not never, but we have not for this podcast. We never got to the sequel. So I don't even remember reading it as a kid because I don't think I liked this book as a kid either. So I might not have read that one. But I know that
I don't think that ending has anything to do with the sequel.
Well, the next episode of Monster Blood that's in Netflix is more. It's called More Monster Blood. It's not even called Monster Blood 2, or whatever. It starts on the plane because the episode had like auto started, and I was like, I don't remember that at all. But whatever.
It might be independent of the books.
Maybe.
Because a lot of Goosebumps episodes are not correlated with a book, as we've mentioned.
Yeah, because some of the episodes are from not Goosebumps books. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're from
other
series. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Although we do have a Monster Blood 2 at some point.
Yeah. And like
Yes,
there's
we
a lot
do.
of them.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's so good.
Yeah.
So what do you guys rate Monster Blood?
Oh boy.
I rate it 2 fart noises out of a butt.
2 is much more generous than I thought you were going to be.
There's many butts. So it's small.
Is it like 2 out of 100?
Yeah, 200. 2 out of 200.
I don't know. It sounds like you had a good time though, Alison.
It sounds like you had a great time.
I just enjoy you ladies and the time I get to spend with you.
Sure.
Sure you like us, I guess.
I will give this book. What am I gonna give it? I'm gonna gotta think about this. Oh, I know what I'll give it. 5 spandex leggings out of 5. That's a lot of spandex leggings.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah. This is my top. This is my peak. I have not yet read a better Goosebumps book. I know we're on book 3. I love it. It makes me so happy. I was literally smiling while reading this book.
What was your score again?
Oh, did it not come through?
No, I'm documenting.
Oh, okay.
For future historians.
For posterity, yes, I understand. 5 spandex leggings out of 5.
Okay, 5 out of 5 spandex leggings. You got it, girl. Stacy?
I want to say 3.5 out of 5 Evan's friends.
Evan's friends.
That's good.
I'll give it 1 out of 100.
Hey!
You said 2 out of 200.
Well,
I thought you said 2 out of 5.
No, I said 2 out of 200.
Did I black out after I heard you say 5?
You blacked out after I said 2.
I just stopped listening.
I'm gonna give it 1 out of 100.
Fart butts.
Expired gags. There you go.
Perfect.
Yep. Also known as fart butts.
Excellent. Do we have any final notes about Monster Blood?
Good riddance.
Just that it's the best book I've ever read.
Wow.
I don't read a lot.
All right. Well, you guys can check us out on social media. We are at Goosebumps Pod. Please feel free to touch base, reach out to us, let us know what you thought of Monster Blood. Are you like Alison and would rather gouge your eyes out than read Monster Blood?
I would rather eat Monster Blood than read this book again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be fun, though.
Yeah.
Then I would have the fart butt.
Or you could be like Michaela and think this is the epitome of literature in the world.
Yes, it is.
Let us know what you think next time we explore Say Cheese and Die. Thank you so much for joining us and stay spooky.
Ooh, goodbye.
Bye.